Alright, so here I have a 420 socket 423 Pentium 4 I built somewhat recently. It has a 1.4 gigahertz, although I have a 1.7 gigahertz upgrade I might put in later. But for the time being, I'm just gonna stick with this. This So I bought this jank ass, like, I believe it was a Gateway Performance 1400, which is why it has the 1.4 gigahertz Pentium 4 or whatever. And so I bought it off eBay, and it was $40, 50. I mean, I didn't want to buy a full on, like, genuine, like maybe an Asus or something motherboard, because they were so expensive, especially for shipping, and just I didn't have that kind of money because I don't have a job, so no cash. So I bought this one. It was an ATX board. Looked good. It had the Intel 850 chipset. I believe it was 845. So I know it was gonna be reliable. It wasn't gonna be one of those like VIA or whatever chipsets. Um, and I got it. Worked fine. Um, but it came to my attention that the board was somewhat iffy, and I didn't realize it. So, like, it would only post with all 4 sticks of RAM. Only if it tried to use over 256, it would crash. If it tried to see, I have I have this uh, GeForce 4600 Ti. I believe that's what it is. I would try to put it in there. It wouldn't boot. I think I got it to post maybe once or twice, but it would not boot with it. And it just wasn't working quite right. So, I had just left it like that until I think I was watching a video by Budget Builds Official, of some 423 build, and then I realized, so he was talking about this like 6-pin auxiliary connector uh, that it needs for extra power. It's extra 5-volt power, I believe, and it's only with those like the specific power supplies from like 2000, 2001, and the power supply I don't even have one with this connector on it. So, and I checked the board and it did have it. So I was like, all right, well, that's probably why it's not working, especially because I know it's using RD RAM, and it uses a lot of power, and the FX 5200 I have in here is pretty low TDP, I would assume, as it's passive cooled, and it's not very powerful. So, and since the 4600 Ti over here is fairly um, beefy, so I would assume that's why it could not. It probably can't supply enough power to get the entire thing running. So, uh, and the RAM only works in pairs. So I bought a an adapter, for the 12-pin, 12-volt, whatever it is, that has like this 6-pin on the side. So hopefully that works. And I had to swap out the power supply up there. With the one I had was this one, some shitty Antec one. I was really hoping it would work, but it just makes this. I mean, it worked for the longest time. I had it in another Pentium 4 one. It was like a 775 build, and worked fine, but just had this like squealing noise, which is kind of expected as it's about 17 years old. So Um, Probably older, but anyway. So I took a power supply from a Dell Dimension 8250 that I have temporarily until I can get a newer power supply. Um, for this one, probably a 500 watt or a 450. So that one up there is a Dell one. I really have nothing else except I have a I don't know, some generic DVD-ROM in there, and the 400 gigabyte, or no, not 440 Western Digital 40 gigabyte Western Digital hard drive in there, just for storage, because I have a SATA. I have this card right here. It's just one of those SATA or PCI to SATA. It's technically a RAID card, but I've never used it in any RAID configurations. I just used it to do that because I don't. That's the only functioning IDE drive I actually have. So all the others died. So yeah. That's about it. I mean, it's just this antique case, whatever. And it came with the heatsink and the CPU. The board was like a bundle or whatever, which I was kind of thankful for because I didn't have a heatsink for it. Because they're quite expensive, and I just mounted or screwed in one of those fans to it, so we got a good cooler at the moment. So, besides specs, I have running XP. I could do 7, but 7 isn't really the greatest for a Pentium 4 of this age. I don't think I have any drivers installed, but it has the 14 or 1.4 gigahertz with the 1 gig. So let's see. Normally, I believe it would idle around with maybe using 300 megabytes. See, in here, it's only using what, 96? Yep. And so I don't know if I have any programs I would use over 56. Just open as many as possible. Because it would crash if I use more. But technically, it's only using 256, and I ordered another a pair of 128 sticks to replace that when we use that, because I had those 1 gig sticks in my the Dell Dimension that I have. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. XP, I mean, it's running. I could probably do 98 on this if I wanted to make a really retro computer, which I'm sure people did then. Although I think the board, the board that the computer that the board came from, came with ME, I believe. So I could do that, but I really don't want to go through the hassle of making a boot disk or all that. And then I couldn't get the floppy to work, so I'm kind of just trying to troubleshoot that still. Oh, and I really don't know why I went for 423. I just thought it was cool. it interested me at some level, and I was like, all right, yeah, I want to build one of these. And then I realized how much of a hassle it was, and it was not fun. So, or to this point, yeah, we've got the goodies. But I can post another video, just kind of as an update to that, just installing the adapter and the new RAM. So yes, there is my video on this. I want to say beast, but it's not even relatively that powerful. So yeah. Thank you for watching. Yes. Goodbye.